Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Keep It Locked, and I've got a very special guest for this session. Goes by the name of DJ Swanahh. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And
They used to call me Swan, which is the bird.
organically generated by your group of friends?
It says on my Instagram bio, and I'd like to think that's something I would not like to remove from my socials because it's not from a marketing perspective or a unique selling point. It's also something that means a lot to me. I am the first Pakistani female creative entire UAE. It was really important to showcase that. I'm able to change perspectives wherever I can.
What would you like them to think when they come across your profile and read that tagline?
You don't have to be a Pakistani.
Thank you, Swanah's mummy. Thank you. Habibi, come to Dubai.
Being a female, whatever job you're doing, you're in a male-dominant kind of career.
Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Keep It Locked. You're here with myself, DJ Marz, still navigating my way through this brand new journey in my podcast series. Today, we're in the Middle East, United Arab Emirates, in the heart of Dubai, and I've got a very special guest who I've been trying to lock down, keeping her locked for this session. Goes by the name of DJ Swanahh, otherwise I know her as Swanahh. Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, and thank you for making the time out of your amazingly busy schedule. I think January's...
Shots fired?
Yeah, no, not shots fired. This is, we call it dry January when people stop drinking in the UK. We have to call it something else for when you actually have a break from DJing in the UAE. So for our guests who may be listening, maybe watching, let's tell them a little bit about you. You go by the name of DJ Swanahh. That's S-W-A-N-A-H-H.
Clapping for you.
I spelt it right.
Got it right.
Do I get a cookie?
Sure.
No, got to watch the carbs. That obviously, when I came across you, I immediately, as a DJ, I knew you'd made a little play on your actual name, which is Swanahh. But can you explain maybe, I've never asked you this question, but maybe you can let me know, where did the W and the two H's come from?
Well, honestly, there isn't much to it, but to quickly cover it, the backstory is when I first made my Instagram account, actually, so it was like Swanahh.16. There was no double H. And that's because my friends used to play around with my actual name, which is Swanahh. They used to call me Swan, which is the bird, or they call me Swanahh. And I was like, why do you guys, mess around with my name? But it became a thing. It wasn't a nickname. It was just like they didn't want to call me Swanahh. So when I joined Instagram, I made it Swanahh.16 with no intention whatsoever that this will turn into my DJ stage name later on. And when the time came, I was like, all right, something that has sentimental value means something to me. And at the same time, it's not taken, by anyone else, another creative. It has to stay unique. So
sentimental because it was automatically or organically generated by your group of friends?
Correct. Like my friends to date, who I call basically the squad from the university period, twisted and turned the name into something, and it became my stage name later on. The double H is what I added because Swanahh was taken by another DJ, I think. So
okay, it's one of them ones. You got to set.
So I just changed Swanahh, and I was like, okay, this one's not taken. And next thing you know, it became the brand, the name.
Okay, and it's working for you, obviously.
Yeah.
The reason I'm smiling is because your story with your name is
Similar?
very similar.
Really? Okay.
But maybe, I don't know, I sometimes got called Marz in my childhood.
Marz.
Now, whether that was just because my name was, being brought up in the UK, my name is Omar.
Yeah.
Umar, if you're saying it from an Asian perspective. But when you're in the UK or America, it's Omar.
Yeah, Omar.
Right? So you see, very easy to put an S or a Z.
But was it for good reasons? Like,
I know where you're going with this.
Like, were you getting bullied by your name changed to Marz, or you were like, yo, I like this?
I don't know. Marz could have been a racial reference, I don't know.
Cool.
But I don't want to go down into that one. It probably was. But the long story short, there were a group of friends as well, like yourself, who, the way I explain it is that they pluralize your name. And what I mean is that they added a S or a Z onto the end of mine, Z in my case, and I just took away the O, Marz, there you've got it. So similar story to how you managed this, like a formula and a calculation.
Just had to be creative, I just didn't want to go on Google and be like, hey, I'm searching up my stage name and that's it, I didn't feel right. I actually spent so much time, and that's what I came up with. And
So since
yeah.
you started, or before you started DJing, your stage name has literally been set, or was it anything else prior?
No, I would say since I joined socials besides the Facebook, my name has been Swanahh.16. Just the spellings changed a bit. Yeah.
Okay, but no more .16 because with
16 is my birthday, by the way. Okay. to not disclose more.
No, absolutely. Okay, so we've covered the W and the H. I think it's a good time.
Yeah.
I know I've asked you these questions randomly throughout our time together in different areas, but I want to set it all in one block now.
Yeah.
I want to go chronologically. So from, time from when you started up until the present day.
Yeah.
I want to know what your journey was. So when you look at your Instagram account, the way you brand yourself is, and I'm trying to remember it off the top of my head.
Yeah, she memorized.
Saudi-born Pakistani female DJ.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, you would be bold enough and brave enough and confident enough to put that out on a social media profile if you felt that that was a USP, a unique aspect, because maybe there isn't another Saudi-born Pakistani female
You're
DJ.
getting there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take us through that journey.
Well, honestly, as it says on my Instagram bio, and I'd like to think that's something I would not like to remove from my socials, because not just from, it's not from a marketing perspective or a unique selling point. It's also something that means a lot to me. I am the first Pakistani female creative, not just in Dubai, the entire UAE.
I like the way you say it.
Yeah,
It's like so declared, like I am the first one. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so I mean, I remember how the journey was starting out here, walking into venues, meeting complete strangers. And the first thing, besides the fact that, the gender being a female DJ, and there's maybe not many of those guys initially when I started out, I think it has changed a lot with time.
Yeah.
But the fact that my nationality played a huge factor, and I thought that it was really important to showcase that, because many other beginner, or let's just say completely newbies who were coming in the game, that meant a lot to them, coming across another fellow creative's profile who's from maybe of a similar background, or has similar storylines or a struggle of the sort, and that sort of like paved way for them to actually start communicating with me or getting to know me and be like, okay, now we can actually relate on something common.
So does that happen? Like
all the time. I think once, if I have to like statistically quote it or something, at least once a month, somebody completely out of the blue, might be from another country or doesn't have to be just UAE, messages me and goes like, hey, I'm of this background, or I'm also somebody who's from a country who doesn't really support careers of the sort, or you cannot picture females actually pursuing something of the sort. So you're really helping us figure things out, and seeing you succeed is sort of gives them a feeling that they can do it too. So I had it on my bio on all my platforms, I think ever since I started, because I felt like it's not supposed to sound cocky, or it's not a flex. It's actually there.
It's not a flex.
Yeah.
So interrupting you there slightly, apologies, but I started that question, if you like, asking you if it was a USP, like a unique selling point. Your explanation kind of tells me that it almost, I don't know, maybe doesn't sound like it actually, you don't feel it's a unique selling point. It's got some emotion behind it and sentiment behind it.
To me, honestly, yes. That will be my answer, because for me, the intention why I put it on wasn't for the reasons, hey, I'm going to get booked, or I'll feel more important, or I'll be a priority to the people in the industry. It was from the intention that I want to be proud of where my beginning is and who I am as a person. That was the intention. But I definitely have to say, down the line, it became a thing.
Okay.
Like, oh my God, there's no other Pakistani female DJ in the country who's doing what she's doing. We need to have her, events, bookings, and that's
so it helps. So then it does.
It does.
So you're getting a bit of both. So okay, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to understand, because I was going to ask you next. Like, does that, if it helps you get bookings, it turns itself into a USP.
It somehow turned turned out to be, you know, headed in that direction.
You're monetizing your nationality there effectively, right?
Like then I was
It sounds ridiculous when you say it,
Yeah.
but you're not monetizing it for that reason. You're using it as a stamp in the ground, or a flag in the ground, or whatever you want to say. I don't know what the right expression is, but like you're using it, and hopefully you're getting a sense of fulfillment because you seem to be inspiring others.
Yeah.
I'm of we're both of Pakistani background, right?
Correct.
There's no secret there. But in our communities, pushing females forward, even pushing males forward, necessarily down this entertainment route, is over the years it's become less of one, but it has historically been a taboo subject from a cultural and religious perspective.
Correct.
So there's a lot of barriers that I felt that I myself, I'm seeing a lot of similarities. I wanted to use this session to, even for myself, learn a bit more and maybe bridge the gap of my own misunderstandings between a male DJ of Pakistani descent, or any descent for that matter, and someone like yourself, like you said, female, South Asian, got a lot of cultural and religious baggage to carry with you as well, naturally, which you're never going to get to let go of, because that's part of your identity. So stamping your identity onto your social media profiles for good reasons has also had additional good reasons in terms of bookings and revenue and business, essentially. So,
but then again, that's just, again, it's my perspective. That's what I think. Me having that tagline up, it's for the reasons it means something to me. It doesn't necessarily have to be. Others might have a different perspective, because I feel like many people are like, hey, you know, being, again, maybe not so much anymore, but when I started, it was tricky, because everyone's like, oh, you're a girl, and then you're coming from this particular country, you know, that's not how our people carry themselves, you know, and then you're really showcasing it that you are of this place, or whatever nationality or culture or background, religion. So it's intimidating, and in a way many people didn't take it so well, you know. So again, that's not something for me to fix. I'm glad that, you know, I'm able to change perspectives wherever I can, but for me, I know that tagline, it's for me, regardless of what someone else has to say. You know.
But okay, so the tagline statement on your bio, your profile, wherever you're looking, you're saying it's for you.
Correct.
But the rule of the world is, if you're putting something like this out on public platform, whether it's a social media channel, whether it's a YouTube channel or a TV channel or whatever, what do you hope people to feel or think? What would you like them to think when they come across your profile and read that tagline? What would, instead of the example that you just gave, where you're of this background and you shouldn't be, maybe the stereotypical response, what instead would you hope to drive from someone coming across your profile?
I just want people to you know, be optimistic and generally be proud. Like, you don't have to be a Pakistani, you know, South Asian isn't the factor here. Doesn't matter whichever part of the world you're from, know that there are no limits. You can tap into whatever, you know, projects you want to tap into, career or non-career things you would like to pursue. So that tagline is there to show that, look, I'm Saudi born. Again, I have, you know, so much respect and love for Saudi Arabia, but we know the ones who have been born and raised there when things weren't as booming as they are now, how it was for everyone. So that's the first impression, like Saudi Arabia, the restrictiveness, or, you know, female creatives not getting a platform back then, not the situation anymore, you know. So I want people to read that Saudi born Pakistani. It should emphasize that, look, you could have, your whole life could be this, but you can become something else. And that's because you believed in yourself, and that's what you want to do, you know. So don't let that define you or put you in a box, you know.
Yeah, you can go back and DJ in Saudi now.
Yeah, now it's the opposite. They want me to come back, you know.
Of course.
They're like, hey, you should be proud now. You know, things have changed. And it's nice. It's nice to see that some of us started from those really, really like tough stages, and now things are just becoming easier for the ones who are coming after us, I guess.
Okay, great, fantastic. So let's try and keep the chronology going, the timeline. So you've explained how it started from your name. You've got your tagline. That's obviously part of your brand identity, if you like. Now, how long have you, or like, when did you make the decision to step into the United Arab Emirates in terms of try to get into the market here? And maybe tell us about what your, not necessarily your tactics, but
Yeah.
how was your experience in trying to penetrate a DJ market, which from my experience
Yeah.
is extremely saturated.
Yeah, in terms of UAE, or are you talking about
The DJ market, if you
yeah.
look at it worldwide, no, I mean, God knows how many DJs there are. I mean, there's
Yeah.
so many creatives, but UAE in particular, being a central hub where people choose to migrate and flock to for the
it's like a
excellent quality of life,
expats
the
everywhere.
benefits. Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
just like we did. We are just a drop in the ocean.
Yeah.
I've obviously seen a lot of competition in my own DJ
Yeah.
life. I can't imagine what it must be like for you, because having DJed for more than 13 years professionally now, coming to Dubai, I'd actually complimented the amount of female DJs that were getting out into the big gigs. So I can only imagine your competition must be fierce. So I want to know how you went about trying to penetrate such a saturated market.
Okay, so I think this is where the story gets interesting. Even though I've been passionate about...
Let me just open a new page for notes.
yeah. Write this down. It might not come up again. So how I started was, yes, I'm into music. I love music. Okay, fine. You know, I have a taste for music. That's where all the a quick background is, because, you know, my friends were like, oh, you're good at this. You should, you know, go for it. But then again, which I think there's a part of in my intro which I didn't really tap into, and I think I'll bring it up here.
Okay.
I'm somebody with a computer science background, so I'm a computer science graduate. As a computer science student,
same as me.
Yes, team computer science. So someone who was doing software development, you know, major back in uni, there wasn't really an intention, hey, 5 years later, I'll be this girl who'll be DJing at Burj for Dubai's New Year's Eve, you know?
My dad thought the same.
Like, no one was there strategizing or planning all of those things, you know? So it was simply like, hey, I knew I was good at something, and I'm skeptical about it, but then having that right kind of support system at that time, which was back in uni, going from house party to house party, your friends telling you, yo, you know, you're simply something like your YouTube selection is lit. And I was like, you know, this is not DJing. I'm just choosing a song for you. Like, but you seem to have the flow. You know how to run the night. And why don't you look into this? I was like, nah, it can't be me. So Spotify, YouTube in parties. And then I think towards the final year of my bachelor's in CS, when people are supposed to be focusing on graduating, that's where it peaked for me. I was focusing on graduating, but I realized I was really going to a lot of gigs. Some of my friends were DJs in, you know, local lounges, clubs, and pubs, wherever that may be. And I was just curiously going and watching them run the show, you know. So fast forward 2019 when I graduated, and my family's based here in UAE. So I was like, you know, let me just come to Dubai, see what's the hype. It's Dubai, you know, everyone's talking about the Burj. I went and I took my fair share of selfies and all the videos and everything. And I came here and I was like, okay, completely with the tech background, by the way. Again, there's no sign of DJing. The interest is there. I kickstarted my career here, corporate space fully first year, but then we were dealing with COVID. And I think for me, my story's turning point is COVID.
Okay.
Like, while everyone was saying, yo, everything's falling apart, life's over, like this is not working out, people are leaving UAE because, you know, jobs are going down or someone's fired.
Yeah, it was terrible.
It was just like, I don't know what to say. Like many of, including DJs back then who were really big DJs here in the venues here, just left the country because it's not working out. I was there during COVID, working from home, I remember. And I was like, hey, now that I feel like I have less distractions, maybe I can take on something which I've never got the chance to do. And that's where the DJing part, you know, kicked in. And it started off from YouTube videos. And again, we weren't having any proper tutors back then. No one's going to a DJ school back in 2020, early 2020 or so, you know. So I'm like, just at home, 3 months of complete focus. It was just off YouTube. You might have heard of a couple of famous DJ schools like Digital DJ.
On YouTube, yeah, of course.
Yeah, Crossfader and all these platforms. I was like, let me take up a course or two. Like, it was just spontaneous while I'm doing my 9 to 5. So that's it. From my first income, I sourced my own equipment, and my first breakthrough, like you would say, in the market was an Instagram live. Yeah, you laughed.
What did you buy then? What was your first set of decks?
Mine was Pioneer DDJ 200, like the babiest of the babiest.
Starter controller.
Still daunting. I'm looking at this. I was like, oh my God, I don't know what these EQs do. What the hell's this hot cue? Nothing's making sense. And I'm trying to do this at home while someone has paid like 3 to 4K for a professional, DJ to just cover all their bases, And I'm just like, I don't know where this is leading. I'm wasting my time. I put in some money, whatever I had from my earnings. This is some earning, some money that went into the DJing. So let me just give it a shot. And out of the blue, while I'm marketing myself solely on socials, I think there was a platform here. I'm trying to recall the name. They're not called Dubai Jiggy.
Sorry, what?
Dubai Jiggy.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a platform that's been running for a while now, and they used to, I would say, spot maybe international talent too, but a lot of local talent, like, discover creatives from different could be singers.
not just DJs.
Yeah, singers, performers, whatever that may be. So this platform just randomly drops me. I think they dropped me a message on Instagram trying to recall. And they're like, hey, we're trying to have people do Instagram live or a show and all that. We would like to have you on board. And I think that was it. Like, I was like, what? First, I'm skeptical. Like, what am I doing? I'm doing an Instagram live. It still doesn't mean like something super big or important. It's just an Instagram live. But that's it. That was the turning point. Like, literally for me, I had Instagram live. That was my first official gig. Again, non-paid, but it was my first gig ever where my face was officially printed all over the platform that, yeah, this person's DJ Swanahh and she has started DJing.
So what was it? Just one random night you decided to go live on Instagram for your followers, and is that what you...
I think that's where the whole hype started, because when people watched me DJ live, by the way, that was streamed on maybe a couple of platforms, and it was like not just Instagram live, it was being streamed on maybe, I was live streaming on a couple of platforms too.
But was it planned?
Yeah.
It wasn't just spontaneous. Did you market it or?
That's what I'm saying. Like, my first official gig was an Instagram live, and what helped me kickstart my career was COVID.
Okay.
So my story is that way.
COVID.
Yes, thank you. Well, everyone was cursing COVID. I was like, guys, it's not that bad. They were like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know. Somehow that's keeping me motivated, and somehow that's helping me.
So it's not thank you COVID, it's thank you lockdown.
Yeah, whatever you want to say. COVID equals
disclaimer. Yeah, COVID was terrible.
So COVID equal to lockdown, So I used that opportunity, got my first Instagram live, which was the biggest thing at that time, because again, no one's doing any gigs. I don't know where to go get a gig. No one knows anything. No one's helping. Other creatives are not really helping out at that time, So 2020 let's just say post lockdown is, I think, if you would like to say physically, I went to my first gig. That was one of like, I think it was a cafe. Yeah, like a small cafe, nice and cute restaurant here, which I went to for the very first time. But before that, if I count as my official gig or my official appearance in front of everyone, announcing my brand or who I am, which is DJ Swanahh, that was my Instagram live. And that's how I got in the market, because I got recognition right after I did that set. I had everyone just like, yo, this is really happening. She is a DJ. I had all these radio and media platforms trying to get in touch, asking if you would like to be a radio DJ to kickstart. Yeah, it's a COVID time. Things are slow, but that was the best time. And that year itself, 2020, is when I made my breakthrough on radio and media platforms as well.
So you went and did radio as well.
Jumping straight from balcony DJing straight to RJ. Like, it was... So
radio DJ
in my
as
first
in...
year.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So you weren't mixing on air or stuff, you were presenting.
Yeah, like pre-recorded sets because of the time zone differences and all of that. And making sure, remembering that I was still in my corporate job, by the way. I had not left my job and I was still doing these things.
Local radio stations in the UAE, or
No,
you said time
were...
difference?
Yeah, those were international platforms.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Okay.
Yeah. So again, for every DJ, it's different. You might have, like certain sounds you're good at. For me, I was... due to my house parties and kind of circle I had back in uni, I was really good at the African and the Caribbean sounds.
Okay.
So that's where my main audience was back then, and people started recruiting. So the platform which I started radio DJing for was straight out of Nigeria.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So they had like a full article up about me that there's a DJ based in Dubai, and I'm a complete rookie. I'm like, why are you guys writing an
So
article?
for them, you're a Dubai-based DJ now
Yeah.
dropping sets for their station.
Yeah, my mixtape I remember was highlighted on this Nigerian blog or something by another really well-known Nigerian DJ. I'm trying to remember his name because now we know so many DJs by this time. But yeah, that was 2020 was like really, even though I would say the intention was there 2019, 2020 is when that breakthrough really happened. And
so 2020, you're
yeah.
saying that you started learning by yourself.
yeah, early 2020, yeah.
And then in that same year, you've actually transitioned into your first balcony gig, i.e. your Instagram Live.
Yeah, my Instagram. It was from the bedroom, yeah.
And then from that bedroom Live, well, we call it balcony mix in terminology,
Yeah.
right? So from the bedroom Instagram Live,
Mhm.
you then moved to Small Cafe.
Yeah, small cafe. That was the first official step out of lockdown gig.
Okay. And then
And-
that's you on your, like, then straight and experimenting with radio DJing.
2 years of that, fully every week dropping mixtapes. Yeah.
To then getting residencies down at Jumeirah Beach
Radisson.
Residence.
My
Hilton.
first official residency in that first year was Radisson Blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about the work that you advertised that you did? You did New Year's Eve with the property developer Imar.
Yeah. In 2022, I got an inquiry. They're like, hey, we would like you to be the New Year's Eve DJ for Dubai. And I think that also changed everything, because I'm somebody who started out in COVID. I'm self-taught, no fancy equipment, no fancy tutors, no fancy DJ schools or music, background of the, so whatever I know, I've learned solo, Yes, I had a support system, but then again, that's family or maybe one or two another DJs when I started out.
We're going to come to that now.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm opening a door for the next conversation.
Support system.
Yeah.
We've touched upon the fact that from a South Asian background, within this region as well here, traditionally, not today,
Mm-hmm.
there's obviously a lot of stigma around the whole entertainment.
Right.
And Asians getting into it, and let alone before we get to the female topic.
Yeah.
But you sound like you keep like complimenting your support system. I know you've described your friends in university who egged you on in the right way.
Yeah.
But not to dive as deep as you want into it. This is unplugged conversation. We're going to keep it locked afterwards, as Nate suggests. But talk about what experiences you've had with your family backing this journey of yours, or the community, just your local community.
Well, okay, let's break it down. First things first, I think before family definitely has to be friends. Why? Because again, the music interest peaked during my grad years, so that's when my friends were like, hey, follow me to my gig, or there's an event, and I would come through and I would chill with the DJs. I'm on that DJ table, I'm already in the events and meeting the organizers and the promoters. And I feel like the support came from my university friends, because they were like, yo, we feel like she's more than a Spotify playlist and a YouTube, shuffle situation here. And we can see it, but she doesn't seem to know it yet, which was the case. So when I came to UAE, my eldest sibling was here basically, and she's left now. She didn't understand at first what's going on, because again, I'm from a tech background. I'm having a corporate job, and I'm like, hey, can you follow me to this event that's happening at Dubai Design District D3? There are a couple of DJs that are coming down. I just want to go and watch their set. She's like, why are we doing this again? Like, I just want to go and get the feel of how, things are, how events.
When was this?
This was, I think, I remember one of my first get-togethers or meeting some local DJs. It was Dubai Design District D3. They were having an open air with bean bags kind of set up, and some DJs and just having a display of.
I was there. The Serato show.
No, it wasn't a Serato show.
Oh, okay.
This was literally just bean bags. Couple of DJs played their sets, and that's it.
There wasn't a panel talk or anything like that?
Okay.
Okay.
So it was so casual. And I told my sister, I was like, please, I know you don't really understand what's going on and probably don't want to even support, but you know, I'm new in Dubai. It would be nice to have a familiar face, someone to go with me. And I think it was my sister. I have to give her a lot of credit, because the first year or two, she just went along with whatever like is going on in my head in terms of where I'm headed. You know, I'm like, hey, I'm going to that club, and the DJ, you know, messaged me on Instagram that, yeah, you can come and, you know, hang out at the DJ booth, and I'll show you what I'm doing and everything. Can you take me? I'm completely new to Dubai. Like, no one's driving. No one has, you know, I'm on my tourist visa. I'm taking a cab. I'm telling my sister, please tag along. I'm new to the city, and I just need to see a familiar face. So started out with friends pushing me back in uni, and then moving forward, it was the biggest support system was my sister. Because again, how I want to put this, as a Pakistani, I don't think you straight away jump and you go to your parents and you go like, hey, mom and dad, I want to be in the music industry, you know, and, you know, I'll be entering clubs, and I'm a girl and I'll do this, which is a completely the stereotype.
Did you ever try?
No. I didn't want to go there.
You never know, man.
No, I'm just saying, we're talking about Pakistani to Pakistani. We're talking about my nationality. Fine, I'm bringing my nationality in here. Again, Saudi born as well. It wasn't the case. I didn't know how to put this situation in the right kind of words and tell them, hey, yes, I'm not saying nothing wrong with music there. They loved music too. They listened to music too. I'm just like, DJing didn't make sense, you know, like she's a computer science graduate, man. She has a good degree, good education, Australian degree, and she has a whole ass career. Like, why is she suddenly, you know, having doubts or wants to switch or something of the sort? So my sister, I think she played a really pivot, like very
Pivotal
important.
role.
Yeah. She was very important in like bridging the gap. And then I think the first person out of my parents has to be my mom. She one of those occasions, she was here for vacation in Dubai, and she was watching me do my thing, and she's like, what? She looked at my controller, she's like, what does this button do? And she's pressing it. She's like, so if I press this, will it play a song? It's like, yeah, let me drag and drop a track for you. I'm learning. And she was just supportive in that way, that hey, I don't understand what you're doing, but I'm curious, because this seems cool. You know, you have this strange gadget in front of you. It's connected with your laptop and you're doing something creative with it, you know? So that's it. It started off with that. And 2021, 2022, I started going out for gigs. So that's where it peaked, where I had to tell my parents, hey, I have an event today, I'm going. I'm maybe covering AV for those guys, or I don't know, I'm doing something related to entertainment, you know? So again, they might not understand the very complicated details, or, you know, she's running a night or what's going on, but they knew, they were like, oh, there's something called DJing, and you basically curate, you're in charge of the music. And at the same time, you can work with other creatives. You know, it's not just about DJing, it's arts, culture, entertainment. It's a whole package that comes with it. They even saw that I was taking over events in terms of the technical aspects as well, like the tech side of things too, and social media. So I think that's where the support sort of like increased, you know.
So they kind of appreciated that it's not just a one trick, you're not a one trick pony.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff around the events which utilize quite a few of your skills.
Yeah, I think that was very important for speaking from, let's use the term the Desi parents we have situation.
The Asian way, yeah.
Yeah, translation of that. For them to know that our kid was able to utilize all the skill sets she has, and this isn't just a phase, you know, she actually is passionate about something. At the same time, she has like, you know, diversified her portfolio. They were very supportive in that, and they would want to see that on a resume, you know.
Do you know why I'm smiling? Because I'm going to ask you, did you have to make like some secret pact to say, but I'm still going to try and progress down the corporate path at the same time? Because I did. Obviously, like, I had to reassure.
Cover that up.
So what I'm saying is I had to reassure my mom and my dad that I wasn't going to go out and try to become the next Tiesto or David Guetta. I was going to be using my brain and saying that there's a safe path and a more generic path of career progression, which would, I guess, almost not disrespect all the investment that the parents have given you in your education and your nurturing up until then.
That's a classic, you know. Like,
I mean, we've already disappointed them by not becoming doctors or dentists or lawyers, So we've already disappointed them by going down the computer science route. Did you not get any sort of, I'm not going to say pressure, because I don't think it comes directly anymore, but did you not get any hints that your parents would also maybe want you to try and, you know, run two parallel streams. One, go on, the world's your oyster, go be the best DJ you can.
Best parents ever.
But I still want you to be doing this, you know?
I don't think it was like I still, the language wasn't I still want you to be doing this. It was like, hey, we support you, and you know, you're a grown up enough, like you're of the age to know what you're doing, and we can only hope that whatever decisions you're taking is for your own well-being. You know, I think my parents had that kind of mindset. They're both equally, again, I keep telling the same thing to my friends. My parents are hardcore hustlers, you know, like 30 plus years later, they're both working. Doesn't matter your kids in like reaching their 30s, my parents refuse to stop working. And I think all the family members have sort of like inherited those genes. You know, we're very ambitious. Each kid is just like rather, you know, pursuing our own careers or running a business or whatever that may be. You know, we're always looking for the next big thing. So I think they understood that if being a parent, they're exactly the same, you know, and then they see the kids like, yo, I want to take over the world, you know, so they weren't getting in the way of that. But instead it was like, hey, just make sure that you're making the right choices. And if any point during that path you feel like this isn't for you and this isn't working out, do not feel ashamed. You know, we totally respect the decision, and you always know that you can rely on us, and we have your back in that sense. You know, you can even discuss, by the way, if I told my mom right now that entertainment is not working out, tomorrow I want to go back to office 9 to 5, she's still clapping for me. She's just like, good for you. You know what you want, and you should know right from wrong, you know, and when you need to make a switch or whatever. So it was never like an ultimatum, hey, you better do this.
So they trust your judgment, it sounds like, which I think is really important for
I think that was very, mentally, it was very soothing in a way, you know, because I knew that they might not fully understand what an entertainment industry is or what it brings to the table, but they were willing. The willingness is what led to, you know, where I am today. Yeah.
Thank you, Swanah's mummy. Thank you.
Yeah, my mom being number one, dad, no shots fired.
No. Well, dad's always too busy providing anyway.
Dad's just
he probably says to your mum, you sort it out, you know?
I swear.
My dad's the same.
Is this a Pakistani?
My dad's the same.
Cool.
So let's move on to challenges that you've had, because you've obviously spoken about the fruitful side of things.
Yeah.
You've gone through your progression. You've gone through this whole timeline that we're trying to keep a track on chronologically. So family support, great. Penetration into the market, great. Embedding yourself within the community, great. Gigs coming in, fantastic. Okay. All sounds like rosy so far. That anyone watching this is going to say, oh,
like,
right.
I want to be a DJ.
Emirates.com, let me get in, book a business class ticket, let's get straight to Dubai. Habibi, come to Dubai, as they say. So, but tell us about the real, because I know what I've faced.
Yeah.
I know you must have. I've been DJing long enough to know that you must have faced certain blockades.
Every DJ, by the way, if they're telling you it's all rainbows and sunshine, something's wrong. They're either covering up their tracks or they don't want you to know their weakness, which is, you know, any DJ who tells you it was very amazing, like when they started and everything was 100% down to the support, or, you know, they had it all figured out, they're capping. That's the word.
Yeah, because we could use other words, right?
That's our lingo.
That's our lingo. So, but because I know that you can go through many directions right now, I keep hitting this microphone. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. But I'm going to try and sort of keep it on one track. And maybe if you can just like let us like if there's anything in particular that you want to say is one of your biggest challenges in the 3 years that you've been doing it, go for it. But I did have a few topics that I wanted to try and just like plant a seed in your mind that you could elaborate on a little bit more, because I think that'd be not more interesting but more hot topics for anyone who's interested in learning about how a female DJ's managed to thrive and survive. No, that rhymes. Thrive and survive in Dubai. Yeah. So on that, being a female DJ, is it hard in the land of opportunity, Dubai? That's one thing I wanted to just make you sort of think about. Unhealthy competition is what I've seen happen regardless of your gender.
Correct.
So in Dubai, where I feel we've got a lot of clubs, a lot of parties. It's their hub of events in the world,
Yeah.
luxurious ones. You know, all the boat, how many boat parties are there every day? It's crazy.
That's a Dubai thing, you know.
Being female, one question which you may choose to elaborate on a bit more. I don't know if it's happened to you, but have you ever felt sexualized in any way? And how do you overcome all of that finally,
Yeah.
if you've gone through any of that, to remain steadfast, strong, and humble in this industry? So there's a lot I've just thrown at you there, because this isn't an interview. This is us trying to get to the you know, not the bottom of
Correct.
problems or issues, because these things are just, you know, considered everyday facts of life. It could happen to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't remember the last male DJ that's been
lucky
sexualized or whatever.
You're
but
lucky you're a dude.
I'm lucky I'm a dude. Okay,
So we can minus a question or two from your.
Okay, talk to me then. Talk to me. This is probably the most interesting piece of this podcast that I was waiting to get to. So, yeah, just take me through. I mean, no names need to get mentioned if there's anything sensitive, but I think it's really important for people to know that DJing isn't all peaches and cream, which is also a song by 112, 90s R&B. That's my
Okay,
area.
now you're quoting music.
We'll go through it we'll go through it when we finish.
Okay, well, let's start off with the first one. Okay, since you stated a couple of things, might as well just take me back to what was your first point
Sure.
you would like to know about being a female creative.
Yeah.
There was something you mentioned, the very first.
I said, is it harder for a girl today, especially in a country like UAE where you've got so many female DJs? Having been around many countries in the world, having a base in London where there's also female DJs there, I've never been in a place where I've seen as many female DJs out doing their thing, big, you know, gigs, big hotels, big residencies as in Dubai. So I know there's a lot of female DJs here.
I didn't know that, by the way. That I'm hearing this from you.
I mean, most of the beach clubs down Jumeirah
All girls,
Beach, female residents in the, you know, you had the Hilton, the LJBR.
My last residence.
Yeah, most of them, they're female there. I said that because there's a lot of females out there, and you're competing with just male DJs as well, because a DJ is a DJ now.
Yeah.
But there's still that approach where there's still a perception of a male DJ versus a female DJ. They're almost still categorized in two separate buckets, which I don't find, you know, tasteful anymore.
Yeah, which is
I never found it tasteful in the beginning. When I say tasteful anymore, I mean that record's been spun for so many years, it needs to break now.
Yeah.
But the main one that I thought might be something that would be interesting to talk about is, have you ever felt that you've been taken advantage of because of your gender?
All right. So I'll start off with the very first point here, which was about how I made my breakthrough, I would say, as a female DJ, since the market's so saturated. Again, I think it really depends on the circumstances. In my case, like I said, I started off during that lockdown period and during that COVID period. I don't think back then, 2020, there were many active DJs who were really pushing their portfolios or, you know, going all crazy on social the way I was marketing myself as a DJ, you know, in lockdown. So somehow I think if I am to give myself a point, my social media game has been strong. I'm coming from a background. I used to cover events as well, and being a student ambassador, leading, you know, marketing initiatives back in my uni too, sort of like worked in my advantage. So I think, regardless of your gender, every person has their advantage point. If it's a skill set, something they're naturally good at. For me, marketing is something I feel like comes naturally to me. So I used that to my advantage. Of course, I did, and. I think that was something that really helped me make a breakthrough. Now, that's, again, not just telling everybody on socials, hey, I'm a DJ, please follow, like, subscribe. That's not enough, you know. Physically going down to venues, having those networking events, meet and greet. I think when I started in 2022, there were only 2 female DJs who had some credible,
presence.
Yeah, who had some sort of a reputation here in the local community, were with a little bit of a friendly face, who were nice enough to entertain my, message. Oh, okay, we received a random message from this girl, and
let's open the request.
Yeah, let me open this request. And what she's saying, she wants to be a DJ. Oh my lord, like everyone wants to, like they went as far as, hey, I'll open this chat. She has a couple of questions. Let's just be nice. It's only a question or two. We're not holding her hand or making her a DJ tonight. You know?
Because you're competition for them.
Yeah, like why should I help you? So there are two DJs I remember back in 2020. I'll not say their names, otherwise everyone's going to start spamming them, and we don't want that.
Slip it to me at the end, yeah.
After the show. So, yeah, they were nice enough to like. My questions were, again, I wasn't asking to be spoon-fed or, hey, teach me the ways. What are the secrets? None of those things. I was just simply like, I need advice. Like, if you guys are to work on your DJing, what would be a good starting point here in Dubai? And they were like, hey, you should go to more of these events, or, tomorrow, next week, we're having a meet and greet at this hotel, and all of us are just coming for a cup of tea. You want to come through? It was like that. Rest was, honestly, I think on a monthly basis, I would take time out for just meet and greets, meeting other creatives, exchanging, contacts, and seeing, okay, how is everyone in Dubai doing their thing? I'm not saying I'm copying your style. More like I'm getting some sort of inspiration that, okay, nice. So you guys did an Instagram live, and that's sort of like really popped, in the city, and that worked out. Cool. Okay. Maybe some down the line, I can also have a similar concept, Again, my marketing was solely what worked out for me. I never copied another DJ style of, hey, he's dropping 10 reels a week of his set. I will do the same. Instead, I used to hate live DJing, like on Instagram or doing that. That one Instagram live I had, I told myself never again. Like,
have you not done any more since then?
I don't think so, because that's the level I was on. I was like, hey, now that the lockdown's over, this is it. There's no excuse. Like, I will go out. I will meet promoters. I went to have sit downs. If I was supposed to wrap up by 10 p.m., I was that kid who was staying back like 2 a.m. because the promoter and organizer was there. I felt like they had some important thing to say, or just maybe a contact that would pass me on, and that would help me down the line. So solid 2 years of starting out as a DJ or as a female DJ was, I think the huge part of it was being confident in yourself, because I know it was strangely, I think what brings down female creatives, again, my opinion might be different for someone else. I feel like we would go to a venue and we'll see like 90% of the venue is just all guys. The sound,
that's anywhere you go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The sound crew is guy. The guy who's fixing the mic is a dude. The one who's fixing the screen is a dude. There's no, like, I can't even say, hey, I feel supported, or girl power, or none of those things. You're walking in
because they're waiting for you to open up Swanahh AV. Get the whole Swanah's Angels.
That first year, I think I probably had like one of those occasions. I'm going to the gig. It happened solid 2 years. Shaky hands, not really finding my voice to speak up. Oh God, I have to go to this man. He's supposed to be organizing in all the big clubs. I'll tell him, hey, I'm someone important, like book me. And he'll be like, why you? We got all these 10 boys here who've been DJing 20 years in this city, so what's so special about you? I think it was my savageness. The first 2 years was definitely being a rebel, being savage, not in a rude way, more from a perspective, I believe in myself so much that I can bring something to the table. I know my talents, and I know I'm willing to work and, further enhance my skill sets or whatever. That mindset helped me out as a creative, as a female DJ, Like that, honestly, that is, if someone's asking me the recipe, that is what worked out. Like, I did not let my gender hold myself back, I'm walking in a room, it's all boys today, I don't care. Like, I'll be like, I'll sit on that same table as you. Even if it makes everyone else uncomfortable, I have to be part of this meeting, And I think solid 2 years, because this is what I know, after 2 years, my career really, really peaked, going to bigger venues, 5-star venues and city to city and all of that. That's when all the boys were like, yo, like, this one's not a girl. Like, I'm serious.
This is just a DJ, yeah. Wow.
There was no concept of she anymore. They were like, she... It's like, I don't know how to say, it wasn't about the gender anymore. I would walk in a room and everyone would one by one come, be like, DJ Swanahh, nice to meet you. DJ Swanahh, nice to meet you. Like, shake your hand, would want to get to know you, would want to sit on the same table as you. And that's when you've earned your respect and you earned your medal, like, because of the work I've put in for the first 2 years. making myself known as a female creative and not letting the gender situation get in the way. So for everyone's, it's different. Again, maybe you did something more. I might not have tried it out, but I feel like the foundation was definitely putting yourself out there. Don't tell yourself you have to be in a box, or don't tell yourself you're a female, the boys will not respect you. Honestly speaking, I don't think they'll ever respect you unless you take a hit once or twice. You have to get, a little uncomfortable with the idea that you're walking in a room full of boys and doing the same thing. They might be 10 times better at doing, than you.
So I'm still going to probe, because now I'm going to still ask that in that 2-year period, has your gender ever been a target of some, I guess, distasteful attention?
That's suspicion. Like the way you said it.
I just need to word it. I need to word it, Gregory. Distaste. Yeah.
Again, I think with whatever you do, it doesn't matter DJing or not. I think there are stories everywhere, wherever you go. But unfortunately, the entertainment industry is looked down upon because first, you're a girl. Second, some dangers it might bring, and it's a risky business and all that. Again, I think me being rebellious, me being savage, and me telling everyone that, hey, I might be a girl is just what I look like on the outside, but how I feel about my skill set and who I am, like that is as equal as yours, sort of minimized those kind of situations. I'm not saying I've not faced. There have been occasions where you feel like maybe it's coming from the organizer directly, the way the choice of words, how they're booking you, how the inquiry feels like. It can be in any shape or form, by the way. Or you're actually at the venue, your fellow DJ, a guy or whoever might have passed a remark or two, and this is not a right thing. But I'm not saying you if you want, you can call it out, which I think I have done in a respectful manner, or I know that this is what I would not want for myself. So I have taken a different direction, and found better people to work with, I would say, to put it, in simple words. But I think the biggest thing is you have to stand up for yourself, That's important. Like if you feel like as a female creative, not just as a female creative, being a female, whatever job you're doing, you're in a male dominant kind of career, if that's the case, expect some sort of like inconveniences. If that is the case, just know that you don't have to let it get to you, but you get to decide that if you would want to be in the same room or not. Like you can respectfully let them know, hey, this is where I draw the line. And if you're going to be professional, this is how I want things to be. Mm-hmm. But if the other party is not respectful of your wishes and they are not looking at things the way you do, then it's okay. There are endless opportunities.
Yeah, you cut your losses. Move on to the next one.
Dubai, like you said, it's such a saturated market now. When I started, again, it was so easy. I wouldn't say easy, but people were easily identifying the female DJs who are active or in the scene. They were like, yo, all these 7 girls are like, really doing it big, and all that. It was that easy. But now it's like so many female creatives came on board. And there's so much talent now, and I think everyone in the line of work is understanding the pros and cons that comes with it, gender or no gender, So you just learn how to work your way around things, and down the line, you somehow become pro at managing, unfortunate situations, which I think I've mastered now. So if I had like 5 incidents in my first year, now it would be like 1 to like 0, because I know that, hey, this is not what I would entertain or work with. I don't need this kind of stuff, in my life. So it's like that. Like, again, it came from being rebellious, being savage, and I'm standing up for myself. Very important. Don't let that, get in the way. So yeah, like what I was trying to get to with that part is you will get sexualized. Your bookings might feel wrong, or someone might have said just a word and then like you don't want to work with these guys, or whatever that the case is. Do what you feel is best for you. You don't have to copy another girl. Maybe she was sexualized, but she was like doing it for the money. Again, this is a UAE problem.
Yeah.
Many people, if I'm offering you 10K tonight, but I've asked you to completely transform your, who you are as a person and sell your soul for that 10K, someone might.
So I know what you mean when you're saying this. And we have to make sure everyone else knows. So just to elaborate in layman's terms, I guess what you're saying is that some girls only get booked if they compromise. They have to choose between either getting like not booked or compromise some of their, maybe, I'm not going to say principles, but it's like, they might get asked to dress a certain way.
Yeah, I mean, many occasions. Being a girl, I think one of the biggest challenges, this has to be the whole part about being sexualized, is you don't realize it. It's coming from the top management. They'll tell you, hey, can you wear, for this inquiry, can you wear, the dress should be above your knees. And you won't, it might sound like, nothing seems wrong in there, but it's when you actually reread the message maybe, or think about it, what does me wearing a mini dress have to do with my delivery as a DJ,
It's going to affect your ability to press the Q and the play button, man. Come on.
Come on. Are you siding with them?
Really? If your dress isn't a certain length, you're not going to be able to scratch.
We've had, again, I'm talking about UAE. Not everyone's the same. I've worked with very, very nice, very respectful. Down to they'll ask you if the shoes you're wearing is comfortable. They'll ask you if you're doing okay. Are you feeling cold? You can put your jacket on. Like, we've dealt with those kind of organizers, promoters, clients, whatever. But there is the fair share of side we have to deal with, where they're like, hey, for this gig, can you make sure your hair is open this way? And just the makeup you put on today, it doesn't make you look that pretty. Can you just double what you already have? And you might be having the shittiest of the days. I know some occasions when I'm coming down to a 5-star venue, and there's a lot of pressure, and you had a really bad day, maybe, like maybe, I don't know, it was just a tough day. Maybe you had a sore throat. You're just feeling down as a DJ, it's a mental health situation too, and all of that. But you're coming down there knowing that you've been objectified. These are the set of expectations, and it has nothing to do whatsoever has nothing to do with your DJing, creativity, your skills, your portfolio, your resume, and it's frustrating, So
I just think, I don't know how you get out of that. I don't know how.
I just feel like it takes a lot of, it takes a toll on you mentally. I felt like starting out, it was difficult.
Do you not feel that if you, maybe not you, but I guess you have to always look at the other side of the coin, where not every female DJ might have the same ballsiness as you. That's what I'm saying. So for those, they're just not going to call something like that out, and it's going to continue to happen.
It continues to happen, and then the rest of us who have been in similar situations try to help our fellow creatives, or someone who's not maybe as experienced. I don't want to say they're bad DJs, but if they're not as experienced in the game,
in navigating,
we try to bring them out of situations of the sort that, hey, what you just heard from someone who's trying to book you, this is wrong. You're not supposed to face this kind of thing. Please speak up, point it out. And there's definitely there's fear of not getting booked, or not having, climbing up the ladder in your career and all that. So it still continues to happen.
It's
2024. We're still having the same situation, but I feel like with awareness and podcasts, interviews, and things like that, other people who have experienced and are trying to, at least inquiry by inquiry, step by step, trying to make a change in the industry, that, hey, let's just not bring the gender situations here. Let's just not objectify people, bring up appearances, this and that. Let's focus on the real thing here. What's the art? That's
why you need a DJ for 4 hours. You've got one.
Yeah, I'm filling up your venue. I'm bringing in money. I'm doing everything. So what does me have to, I'm not saying don't dress up, by the way. Again, if that's your personal choice, I don't mind. Some occasions we want to overdress. Look, that's up to you.
It's okay for them to put, if you're DJing a cafe, you'll get away dressing casually.
Yeah,
but if you're
jeans, whatever.
If you're DJing a wedding, or if you've been asked to DJ, for example, New Year's Eve, in a prestigious 7-star hotel, 5, 6, 7, whatever stars we have in Dubai, you can say it's pretty reasonable for them to say, oh, on this evening it's New Year's Eve, can you dress a little bit smart?
Correct.
Just a highlight, but we're not. Can you wear a dress which is 10 millimeters above your knee? And
again, dress code is important. I feel like how you carry yourself.
What's your image? What's your actual image? You've kind of, in conversation before, you said to me, sporty.
Yeah. But so this is where I would like to highlight why I brought up the conversation. I'm rebellious and savage is when promoters and organizers would do this thing.
But your hoodie says be kind.
Yeah, I think I forgot to add.
I think you wore the wrong one for the podcast, man.
This is for just the video, you know. So I'm trying to tone things down a little. So what I'm trying to say is that why I highlighted the rebelliousness or the savageness. It's not like, hey, I'm too cool. It was to imply that I've been dealing with that situation with so many creatives here having the similar problem, promoters, organizers, clients, whoever you're dealing with at the top or the bottom level. They would book me. If they have booked me, if I've had any scenarios of the sort, I'll still try to be myself. And when I started my career, I told myself, I'm not going to stoop low. Like, I need to maintain my standard. If I feel like I'm having flu today and I need to go do this set on the rooftop and it's winter, I need to make it clear to the person who's booking me that, hey, it's winter. I don't mind wearing a dress, but I might have a coat on. So I don't care if it doesn't fully expose my skin or compromises my appearance, but this is what I'm going to wear because, again, that's my health is a priority, not just bringing money to the venue or all those other factors, you know. So I have to think about me first, which I don't think, you know, in this case, in the entertainment industry, many people cross as far as they forget the health.
They forget their own health. Yeah.
So when I told you my taste is sporty or whatever that is, that's coming from a perspective that I started defining my own dress code. So the first year or two, I was like, I got my sponsorship. I'm Puma sponsored here with, you know, Puma Middle East. I started the first year, did a festival with them. It was, I think first or the second year, an all-female festival. And that was the first time I went to their HQ. You know, we got our gear, merch, whatever that is. And that's what I realized was working with a brand like that, it was sort of my taste. And how I carried myself throughout most of my gigs was, I might wear a dress, but you see me with a sporty shoe, you know, like no heels.
Converses or something like that.
Yeah, I tried to come to a middle ground with people who are booking me, and I realized that worked out amazing. Again, for every creative, it's different. I've seen female DJs who love wearing their heels, and that's a personal choice. They know they can deliver, and that's what they want. Good for them. So for me, what my dress code, my self-dress code as a creative, I was like, hey, I love wearing my hoodies, which I'm wearing today too. It's like, I love my jackets, my coat. It felt, you know, 90s kid, hip hop, all gangster, and it sort of like became my vibe. And that's how everyone started. When people were booking me, they would literally scroll through my Instagram, or if they've seen my press kit, they're like, yo, this is what she wears. Like, we're seeing 80% of her attire is all this kind of themed. But when we ask her, can you wear a dress for the wedding? She's willing, you know, she can switch up when it's required. So that's it. And that's how I found people who are authentic. Like, I know this is the person I would like to get booked by, you know, and I would like to have a future, you know, business opportunities kind of situation. Like, I define my own dress code before even someone tells me this is what you're supposed to wear and how you should carry yourself.
As it should be.
Yeah. So.
Right. So we've gone through a lot. It's been a fantastic conversation. I think, you know...
It's nice revisiting. I feel like I'm going back in time, how it all began, you know?
Yeah, we are obviously going to have to lock it up very soon. And like we said, we're going to keep everything locked. But before we let you go, I can only assume that what's next is continuous progression with where you're going. I don't want you to let any cats out of the bag, but obviously if we see any fantastic news coming through for you, we're going to cheer you on, and we're going to be more than happy to see you winning.
Thank you.
And I just have random questions that I try and just ask to end with most DJs or creatives. So with you being a DJ, I think you just mentioned 90s kid, but if I was to ask you, just on a light note to leave with, if I was to leave you in a particular music era, where would you like me to drop you?
I think early 2000s.
Why?
I just don't know. I think
that was your YouTube playlist? That must have been the early 2000s stuff.
That takes me right back to my high school period. Like, this brings me back to another very interesting story. Well, I'll keep it short. Back in high school, my dad gifted me this MP4 player. It was this blue color MP4 player. You know, you can watch the videos on the screen too, and then have an MP3 file in it too. So one of the first tracks I put in that was Chris Brown. I was listening to the radio. They were running the track called Forever.
Forever, yeah.
Yeah, and every day I would go to school, wear my earphones. I would, you know, keep on adding new MP3 files in that. I think that a lot of the DJing started from being a 7th grader. That was 7th grade. I'm wearing my earphones in this, going to school, listening to music, ending my day before even sleeping. People are saying their prayers, which I also do. I was like, hey, let me listen to that one track I remember from, and I was a huge fan of Chris Brown. So I just feel like the music as when we say 90s kid, you just happen to know the early 2000s era just had like some of the best hip-hop, sure, R&B. I'm a huge fan of R&B. Forget what my sound is now, being an open format. I'm jumping genre to genre. But back then it was just like Usher, Chris Brown, Jordan Sparks. Yeah, so that was my phase, and then I think a lot of the inspiration and the DJing started from that time too.
In the UK, we call that history, and that's actually the era that we specialize in, being the age that we are, which I won't disclose today.
Yeah.
But Swanahh, DJ Swanahh, thank you so much for participating in the Keep It Locked podcast.
Thank you for having me.
No, of course. I'm sure we've got plenty of stuff that we've got going on outside, which people will learn about very soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, for those of you guys, that was another episode of my podcast. So as the name suggests, keep it locked. So guys, that's been another fantastic episode of the Keep It Locked podcast. I really am passionate about keeping this going. So please, please, please do not forget to like, subscribe and follow on your favorite platform. Links in the description. Please do check them out. If you'd like to eventually be on the podcast with me one day, absolutely a possibility. Please reach out to us. The email is also in the description. Until then, guys, keep it locked.